Hey everyone, welcome back. Just wanted to make a video today about hair loss and being bald in 2025. That's right, hat's coming off. You guys see that? Got a little cut up there too. So as you guys can see, I don't have the most hair on top of my head anymore. And I just want to make this video to hopefully encourage you if you're on a journey of letting go of your hair, as I like to say, because a lot of people say hair loss and receding hairline and whatever you want to call it. But ultimately, I think it's more about letting go of it, from my perspective. So I'd say my first point is everything happens for a reason. Even getting to the point in your journey where you have to let go of your hair. So this is about, I don't know, two and a half weeks. Typically I'll buzz it once a week, just buzz the whole thing down to nothing. And I intentionally let it grow out this last couple weeks because I knew I was going to be starting this channel and I wanted to be really just raw and uncut, showing you guys what it's like. Well, at least what I've gone through, what I go through, and hopefully it'll inspire you. So yeah, everything happens for a reason. As far as everything, really. Hair loss, money loss, gains as well. I think the Most High has a timeline for us, and maybe we don't understand it. There's a quote, I forget who it's by, but there's a quote and it says, "Life only makes sense in reverse, but you have to live it forwards." And I recently heard that maybe a few months ago. I'm not sure who said it. If you do know, please comment down below, because sometimes it's nice to be able to cite people and things. I mean, I'm a big believer in it's more about the message than the messenger, but it's still, I like to give credit when credit's due. So yeah, I'm gonna be 31 in about 2 weeks here in February. So I let go of my hair, at least on the top. I let go of it back in the end of 2016. So about 9 years ago, or 8 years ago, a little over 8 years ago, I think, because 2016 to the end of 2024, which just passed, would have been 8 years. So yeah, a little over 8 years now. And really, I just want to give you guys encouragement. I feel like it's one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I just saw somebody I knew there. Really, I think it's one of the best things that ever happened to me, because it forced me to man up, to grow up, to start doing things differently, and kind of give up that security blanket. Because for me, at least, long hair, I had long hair for many years of my life. Not my whole life, but for many years of it. And for me, hair was kind of like that security blanket. And so now, having cut it, having let it go, I can kind of relate with women on that aspect, where as men, from our perspective, a lot of the times we don't really think about our hair, or we don't care too much, at least back in the day, not so much. Maybe now with the with the social media and everything, men might be more inclined to worry about their hair. But yeah, I know when I buzzed it, I felt kind of naked in a sense. I know my hair or my head was very cold at first for the first few days or maybe week or two. I distinctly remember laying down on the pillow and turning, you know how you turn in the middle of the night or whenever you're turning, and just feeling. I'd never felt really the pillow that close to my head before, at least not in the winter time, which when I cut it, it was towards the end of 2016 going into winter. So yeah, I had to adapt and not only see myself differently and have others see me differently, but the perspective, firsthand experience of the feeling of not having so much hair on my head. I also had to get used to that. So it is going to be a bit of a difference. I mean, if you're already at the point kind of where I am, then I think it's more psychological. But if it's where you're actually buzzing it off, then you may have some physical growing pains too. So I will tell you some positives. Some positive things for me, from my perspective, is I don't have to use shampoo anymore, at least not very regularly. I'll still shampoo this once in a while, especially after I cut it. I like to shampoo it and put some oil in it, but not continuously, not all the time. And as far as the top of my head, I almost never shampoo it unless it gets like this, and I've been working and it feels kind of greasy or oily. You know how hair gets, so I hardly ever shampoo it. No more conditioner. So shampoo and conditioner, that's completely out of the budget. So right there, you know, positive point number one, you're going to save money and time because you don't have to shampoo and condition your hair. And then, yeah, the second one, I would say I don't even have to stress about my hair anymore. At least not like I used to, because when I had long hair, I would kind of worry, you know, if you sleep wrong, it might be flat or wonky or something. Or even when I wasn't having long hair, I would still have kind of like back then I think they called it like a faux hawk. So I would still kind of have to, you know, sometimes you wake up, it would be to one side, you have to try to get it right in the middle or whatever. And now I don't have to deal with any of that. So point number two, positivity wise, is I hardly have to worry about it. I mean, even now, like this, yeah, maybe I'm aware that it might not look as groomed as it could, just from my perspective as having had it buzzed clean. So, but like I said, I did grow this out a little extra for you guys. I usually don't go past 2 weeks. That's kind of pushing it. Like usually for me, once a week is a good routine for me, and that keeps me looking good, feeling professional. And so, like I said, sometimes in the winter, I'll keep the hat on, and I'll just put it on real quick for you guys. Put the hat on, and you know, it really doesn't matter. Nobody even really knows what kind of haircut I have under here. But so in the winter, it's a little bit different. But yeah, definitely in the summer and other times when I can't wear a hat, once a week for me is preferred. Now, when I did start out, I was doing it twice a week, and I would say that was because I was a little bit more self-conscious, and I just wanted it to always be as low as it could, with the exception of a razor. And I've never taken a razor to it. That's neither here nor there. Some of you guys will like it, some of you won't. It kind of just depends on your skin and how it reacts to the razor. But personally, ever since I started growing a beard, I don't even use a razor. I never really liked the feel of a razor on my skin. So anyway, I just get a trimmer, buzz it to a 0. Maybe one day I'll even do a video of it, because like I said, I really want to encourage you guys, if you are struggling with letting go of your hair, say you're like me and it just started thinning at the top, and you just had to man up and take control of the situation and take initiative, because that's what it was for me. As soon as I started noticing it was thinning on top, I said, you know what, I'm not just going to be holding on to wispy strands of hair. Like, I'm letting it go. And there's plenty of successful and attractive bald men in the world that everybody knows about. You know, just a few examples. Let's see: Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Shaq, The Rock, Jason Statham, Bruce Willis. You know, it doesn't matter what their ethnicity is. Like, as long as you're competent, you're confident, and you're a good person and you're adding value to the world, nobody even cares if you're bald. Honestly, like, nobody even really cares. Now, yeah, some people might use it as an insult, especially younger people. I've had some people, you know, once or twice saying, oh, well, yeah, well, you're bald, or this, that. And it's like, yeah, I am. Like, I'm grateful, because I don't have to stress about hair anymore. Like, I'm good. I buzz it, and that's kind of tied back into it. So point 3, I would say, is you don't have to worry about your haircut, you know, because for me, when I used to go to the barber or the salon or whatever you want to call it, the Great Clips or whatever, you know, the haircut places, I would be like, oh, what haircut do I get? What haircut? I'm looking at this, looking at that. I'm like, I don't really know. So when you're buzzing it, that's your cut. That's your style. That's what you do. Like, there's no stressing about your haircut. One less thing to stress about. So I would say being bald really has taken some of the stress out of my life, because now I don't have to worry about hairstyling or what kind of haircut to get. I already know. I got it. And we'll talk about, you know, on the next point, saving money. You're going to save money on cutting your hair, because at least if you're like me, I do it myself. I just went ahead and bought, you know, by now I've had 3 trimmers. You know, the first one was like a Philips Norelco back in the day. Then the next one was like a Wall. Excuse me. And yeah, so it's like, you just buzz it at a 0. Bzz, and I like to go over it a few times. I do it by feel now. I don't even look in the mirror. Like, yeah, maybe I'll look in the mirror just to make sure, but at this point, I just do it by feel. I got the one hand with the buzzer, I keep going, and I feel it with this hand just to make sure. And you pass over your whole head a good 3 times, there's no hair that's been missed. Like, it's it. I don't even need a mirror. I do it without a mirror half the time, because I just go over it. Maybe if I went over one pass, yeah, I might miss some. But when you go over it, and then you go over it, and then you go over it, you're going to get all of it. So, yeah, saving money on haircuts. Because at least for me, I think it might have been like $20 a haircut or something. Or, you know, maybe more with tip. So you save tons of money when you start factoring in no hair products as far as shampoo and conditioner, no other hair products as far as gel or whatever other kind of hair products you might use, and then haircuts. You don't have to pay for haircuts anymore. So yeah, and this right now, it's mostly directed towards the men, but as far as the women too, because I've known a lot of women too that have gone through letting go of their hair, and honestly, who cares? Like, it really doesn't matter. It's just hair, and you know, if you want, you could put on a wig. Like, people who have full heads of hair put on wigs just for fun, just to change their look up. And you know, for me personally, I'm good. Like, I'm a minimalist, and I don't need a wig. I don't want a wig, but I can understand for the ladies. you may want a wig, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been with girls who have worn wigs just for fun, or because they decided to cut their hair short. They liked it short because it was a lot easier to maintain than long hair. And if they wanted to be sexy or they wanted to have fun or look a certain way, then they put on a wig. They might have a few different wigs. So yeah. And I think really we care more than anyone else cares, for the most part, because yeah. And this is a great point. I'm so thankful that I just remembered this. Thank you, Heavenly Father. So a good point that just came to my mind is being bald is essentially like a filtering mechanism for people in your life. So when you think about it, if somebody is superficial to the point where they wouldn't want to associate you, or they're not maybe attracted to you, or they're going to be offensive or use it as an insult that you're bald, it's like, okay, you just showed me that I don't want you in my life. Like, you just made it very clear to me that you're not the type of person that I would want in my life because you're closed-minded. And, you know, I get it. Everybody has their own preferences. So that's the other part is, you know, when you're bald, it's true. You are automatically going to have a certain percentage of whatever the opposite sex or whoever would have possibly been attracted to you with hair, they may not be attracted to you now without hair. And that's fine, because if a girl's got a hair fetish or whatever you want to call it, she has a preference for hair, and it's on the top of the head, not like a beard or chest or back or whatever, because, you know, everyone's different. So I believe, you know, there's a preference for everything that there is, in a sense. So whatever you got, there's going to be somebody with a preference for it. So like me, bald, beard, hey, you know, somebody's going to have a preference with that, or somebody's going to respect it or like it. So anyway, it's going to be a filtering mechanism to help filter people out of your life that you wouldn't normally want in your life, which I think is a blessing, honestly, because just by looking at me, somebody would basically vet themselves. So me and someone, we're looking at each other, it's going to be a very clear vetting process. They're just, nope, you know, like how they swipe on the apps now. It's like left, right, whatever. As soon as they see me, they're instantly either going to be with it or they're not. So I think that's a blessing, honestly. Because, yeah, people who are going to judge you, especially, I think this kind of applies a lot at first, because all the people who knew you with hair, they're going to have this image of you in your mind, in their mind, of you with hair. And as soon as you cut your hair, you're going to break that image. So you're going to have to put them in a situation where their mind has to adapt to the new you. And some people, they're going to like it. Some people are going to say, whoa, dude, or girl, whatever, you know, they're going to say, whoa, like, hey, you're doing something. Like, you're switching it up. You're changing it up. You're taking control of your situation. Like, you're, you know. And other people, they're going to say, oh, no, why'd you do that? No. You know, the negative Nancy's, the Debbie Downers, they're going to say, no, why? You should have hair transplant, minoxidil, Propecia, or whatever, you know, whatever the hair stuff is called. So, yeah, I know I had that when I first started buzzing my head. There were some people who were really supportive and said, wow, you look great. Like, you look really good without your hair. You look good. And other people were saying, oh, no, why'd you do that? Like, no. So that's something else you might have to deal with. But honestly, who cares? Who cares? Really, it's between you and yourself. And for me, after over 8 years of having been bald and buzzing my hair, I love it. I mean, at this point, I can't even imagine the inconveniences of having hair anymore. Like I touched on. So for me, it's a big plus. And for me, it helped me develop I would say as a man, but honestly, just personal character development. No matter who you are, if you're going through this and everything, just know it's for the best. Just know everything happens for a reason, and it's going to help you become your better version, your best version. And as long as you embrace it and you're positive about it, you have a positive mindset, because yeah, there are some people who are going to put their head down and are not going to be happy at all, not going to see any kind of a silver lining, any kind of positive aspects to it. They're just going to be negative. But that's not us. You and I, people like us, whatever happens, we make the most of it. We see, okay, here's all the benefits. Say, we don't even focus on the other side of it, you know. Just focus on the positive aspects, and really that's going to help get you through it, as well as time and just embracing it. So on that note, I'm going to end this video, and I just want to thank all of you for watching this video, tuning in. Please comment down below and let me know your experience, if you've been going through this, and if you have, how long it's been, some of the things that have helped you, and if you got anything out of this video. So thank you all. Peace, love, unity, and respect. Love you all. Have a great day. Later.